Morning. Well, we got a shot of rain last night. I don't think it... Yeah, underneath the top is still dried. But it just barely settled the dust kind of thing. The wind's up, but the sun's not out yet. It's kind of cloudy all around here. I'm not sure what's going to happen today. But either way, I'm going to get this load to the elevator right now. Well, I'm back from the elevator, but there's no way it's dry. Good news is the sun's out now. Clouds kind of went away. We might be waiting till after lunch to try it. The wind's up, sun's out. I'm thinking after lunch we'll be able to start thrashing again. And in the meantime, I got to run to town and do some running around. I'm going to do that this morning while we're waiting for this stuff to dry up. Reach back here later. Back out in the field. I guess I'll service up the old Massey. Fuel it up, grease it, whatever. Get it ready to rock and roll. It's going to be a bit yet, I think. It's still kind of earlier in the morning. At least the sun's out. At least the sun's out. The wind's up. It's just not that warm right now, so it'll be after dinner before we get thrashing here. But so I was just looking things over here. We got a bit of a problem. I thought I seen a crack, what looks like to be a crack, and yeah, I think that is cracked. If we keep combining, that's gonna break right apart. Oh, there's a crack up there too. See that? Holy frig. Well, the easiest thing is just to weld the crack. There's 3 cracks. Weld that, weld that, weld that. Oh, man. It's probably from that green straw, chopping that green shit. It's just all that force and whatever. Yeah, we should buff that up. Run a little bit of a bead on there right now. I wouldn't even be scared to weld on this stubble right now. It's so wet from that rain. Get her welded now before it dries up. Tack this, tack that, and call it good. Because that's going to bust right apart if you don't do anything. Well, I put some chicken shit welds on there. Hopefully that'll hold and get us through the rest of this harvest. I don't think it's going to hold. It's probably going to crack again, but... Oh, this Massey. Well, this isn't really Massey. This is... Built too light. Like, the thickness of this should be at least twice that thick. It's way too thin. That ground is soaking wet right there where the sparks would have been flying. It's it's wet, like soaking wet. As soon as that spark would hit that ground, it would just instantly cool off. And yeah, it's not gonna. But we will hang out for a bit. I'll grease her up and whatever else I can do, just to make sure nothing starts smoldering. But all the Rocky guys are out here dropping a couple pans to make sure we're not losing too much. But this is pretty uptown. A little different from the Massey, that's for sure. So I got to give a shout out to Rocky Mountain Equipment for bringing this 9250 out here to try out. I think it's pretty good of them to do that. When I told them I won't be buying no combine this year, that's for sure. One thing I really like is that pivot spout. That's nice. Man, it's windy today. Pulling that canola right out of the frickin' truck. So just like I thought, it's got auto steer. All I'm doing is running the reels, the contour wheels or the buddy wheels or whatever you call them there. It's in flex mode, so it's following the gradual hill slopes, right? And then, yeah, I'm controlling this ground speed as well as running the reels, that's it.
It's pretty uptown. It's kind of what I thought it would be, though, right? Like, I mean, we're talking a 2000. I think it's a 2006 Massey. I don't know what year this thing is. Probably a 18 or something like that. I don't know. So it's pretty new. Quite the upgrade. So if anybody was wondering, it's a 35 foot MacDon. I forget what number it is. 135 or I can't remember. It's a 35 foot header, 9250 combine. We're doing 3 to 3.5 mile an hour. A little bit slower in the low spot down over there. It was super tall and thick, but 3.5 mile an hour for the most part. 3 to 3.5, like I say, and then we're getting just under half a bushel throw over at that speed. I think that's okay. One thing I'd like to add is, as green as these stems are in this canola, we're still doing 3 to 3.5 with that kind of throw over, and it sure doesn't feel like the stems are green in this thing. It's chewing it up like nothing. I'd sure like to sign the papers on it, but it's just not going to happen this year. And this is too new of a model for me anyway. But pretty nice. I'll tell you one thing, that unload auger sure is fast on this thing. Holy. Like, I wasn't right full this hopper, but like, I'm sure it's like 30 seconds and you're empty. It sure feels like that. Frick, the old Massey there, you can just about have supper while you're unloading before you get empty. It's slow. I like that. Fast unloading, that all speeds up harvest time. You know, doing 3.5 mile an hour at 35 feet at a time, double the production of the old Massey. Well, the mouse fire up to Pete. The wife just left with supper in the field. It was kind of miserable today, that wind. Holy, that wind's cold and strong too. But truck should be full after Buddy in the old Massey. Once he dumps, it might be full, or there's a little bit in the case combine. The demo might fit in the trailer too. I don't know. But either it should be full once we both unload, if there's room. So there's Buddy there. Get him unloaded first. Then he can keep combining in the old Massey when I'm gone. Of course, as soon as I leave the field with the load here, the young guy phones and says, yeah, the header won't turn off. And I flip the switch, nothing turns. I said, oh, you probably got a bent guard or a broken section. And something's jammed in the knife there. We'll have to check each one. And he said, okay, I'll check that. He jumps out, checks it, calls back. He says, yeah, I found 2 broken sections right beside each other. So I showed him once how to replace one, so I said, well, you got time before I get back. You might as well try fixing yourself. So we'll see if he gets her done or not. Yeah, that 9250 combine, the unload auger is really high up in the air compared to the old Massey. It's kind of hard to judge where you're going to dump in the trailer. It's got the pivot spoke, yeah, but when you first start dumping, it's just hard to see where, you know what I mean? Kind of made a little bit of a mess in the field. A little bit spilled over the edge. Whatever. It's only money. Man, I'm so stuffed. I ate too much. Wife brought out homemade burgers, homemade mac and cheese, and an apple pie for dessert with ice cream. With ice cream. So good. Well, we'll get this unloaded. get back there as fast as possible. The sample of that 9250 is also cleaner than the old Massey, that's for sure. Still a little bit dirty, but not like the Massey is. I'm throwing over that little bit too. Only money grew on trees. Okay, we're back at the field. I'm gonna fire up that thing. Comes the monitor and whatever else, boot up sort of thing. It takes probably a few seconds to get it all ready. We'll park the feet over there somewhere. When we walk back, hopefully she'll be ready to go. Okay, well, we got her started. Yeah, this thing is, it's, yeah, see the monitor will have to boot up and all that. Oh, I'm still so full from supper. Okay, yeah, we'll go park the Pete over there somewhere. This minute or so to whatever. Okay, let's go. We only got this demo for the rest of the day. Let's make her count. Okay, I think we're ready to go here. Uh-oh, maybe not. Okay, I think we got her figured here. They told me when you shut her off and we go to start it back up and go start going again, you got to press that, press this, and you're good to go. So I think I got her going. We're going to find out if the auto steer works. It's quite nice. Oh, yeah, she kicked in. There we go. Well, we got her figured here. Press a couple buttons there. Got the GPS figured out. Man, that's nice. Man, that's nice. Not needed, but it's nice. Oh yeah, and Buddy got the old Massey going. Got it going on his own. That's good. It's good. He's learning. When you can see your rows between the rows in canola, you know it's not a good year. I don't know if this thing is calibrated like the yield monitor there, but it's below 40 quite often. Although in the low spots, I did see as high as 70s. So that's kind of neat to see, but like I say, it might not even be calibrated. It could be out, who knows how much, so I don't know if it is or not. Still kind of neat to see all the yield, moisture. Moisture has sure come down. But again, I don't know if it's calibrated, right? So either way, it gives you an idea, like the old Massey. But when we first started going with this thing, it was 12, showing 12 moisture, and now it's already down to like 7, I seen, the lowest. But it's hanging right around 8, 9 right now, so. Well, now that there's 2 of us in the field here, I can't be the first one to turn my work lights on. Buddy's over there. And the old Massey. Doesn't have his lights on yet, so I can't turn mine on. This freaking monitor's so bright, forgot how to ask to turn the dimness down on that or whatever. I don't even know where I would start to look. Yeah, I don't even want to touch anything. Oh well. Come on, buddy, turn your lights on over there. Well, for factory lighting, it's not that bad. I like how it's nice and bright behind the header, so you can see what kind of stubble you're leaving. Not that it really matters with the flex header and the contour wheels or whatever they're called. Follows the ground where it should, sort of thing. But the only complaint, the lights don't shine real far. Like the old Massey with the 50 whatever some inch light bar on the top of the cab. It shines way out there. You can see almost across the quarter with that light bar. And this you can't quite see, you know, not real far, but I know you don't have to see, but it's just nice to illuminate things even more with that light bar. But yeah, for factory lighting, this is decent. I don't know why they don't come with LED lights everywhere. Or maybe this is LED, I don't know. It must be LED, it's pretty bright. But yeah, I wish I could turn the dimness of that down. a little distracting, but we're almost done with it anyway, so it's, it's not the end of the world. I'll be okay for a couple more hours. Okay, well, sure don't take long to... Why are those lights on? Hopefully they shut off. What the heck? I turned all the lights off when I turned the combine off. That's weird. Maybe they're like... Well, we're not going to be very long, so the battery should not die if they stay on when we're gone. But the truck's full again. Sure don't take long to get the truck filled with 2 combines going. Well, especially with that big thing. 2 or 1 full hopper. I don't know what's that grain thing. I think it's 400 bushel or something. I'm doing 4 passes with it. And by the time I get back, it's right full. Matter of fact, this last go around, I didn't think I was going to make it back. Oh, there we go. It must be like a feature when you get out of the combine at night. Fancy. Okay, I got to get this truck unloaded. We'll come back and probably just fuel up the old 9250 and say our goodbyes. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I guess let's get the leaf blower. I got to blow it off. It was full of fuel when they brought it. Got to leave it full of fuel. Top up the def. It's got def on it. And then, yeah, called her good. But let's talk about a couple things before I forget what I liked and didn't like. So, the one thing I noticed, I think a 40-foot header would be better suited for this combine, because you see the cab post there? It's right when you're sitting here, you know, combining, you look this way and that cab post is pretty much right in the way of that guide. You almost got to move yourself over, you know. Same with this one. It's the monitor's kind of right. I mean, you can move this around. Whoops. Move this around, I suppose, but it's kind of awkward to look at it there. I kind of like looking at all those numbers. Or here, you know what I mean? That's a little better, I suppose, for that side. But a 40-foot would be sticking out that much further that way, that much further that way. I think it would actually be better suited than a 35. But that's minor. What other thing I didn't like? Oh, to be honest, this seat is kind of hard. Like it's not like real uncomfortable. It's just the bottom part of it is kind of hard. I don't know. Like I got that 4420 sprayer. I think it's a 07. And I find that seat very comfortable. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, it's it's pretty freaking uptown compared to the old Massey, right? But yeah, I got to give another shout out to the Rocky Mountain equipment dealer in town here. They asked me if I'd be interested in demoing a 92, whatever they told me, and it turns out to be a 9250. And I told them straight out right then and there, I said, well, no matter how much I like it, I will not be buying it. I said, put it this way, even if the crop surprised me in a good way with yield, and the yields are way better than expected, I'm still not buying a combine. Not this year. That salesman that lined me up with this might not know it yet, but he made a sale. It just won't be this year. No other dealer in town has offered to bring out a demo like this. Even though I told the dealer, the salesman, no, I won't be buying nothing. Not this year, not next year if the yields are shitty next year. I'm waiting for a good year, and it's going to be like, well, who knows? It could be 10 years from now before we get back into good yields. We could be in for a bad drought for who knows how long. But I'm not buying anything until we get good yields and it'll be like spur of the moment thing. I'm not going to buy it until we start combining with the old Massey, and then I realize, okay, the yields are like really good. Then I'll be rushing to find a different combine, right? Until then, I'm going to run the old Massey. It's got its little things. It's getting a few hours on it, but it's still doing the job I need it to do. So anyway, other than those two little things with the header and the cab posts, the radio, stereo is okay. I will say though, John Deere's got case beat that way, that minor little detail. Buddy of mine runs a John Deere, I can never remember if it's the S790 or 690. It's one of those. And that stereo pounds. Like, it sounds good. This is okay. It's not bad. It's just the John Deere's got a little bit better sound system, I'd say. Minor detail. So what? But yeah, like, to line a small farm up like this with that Rocky Mountain equipment dealer, even though I told him I'm not buying, like, no matter what, I'm not buying it, that's pretty good. Like, isn't that the kind of guys you want to deal with? Like I said, the salesman might not know it yet. He made a sale, just not this year. But anyway, we could talk about this half the night here if we really wanted to. Could do a cocktails and chat maybe one night if I remember other things later on. The straw chopper, it chops that stuff like holy. You don't even. Couldn't even tell it was green stems in this thing today. It chewed through it pretty good. There was a couple spots. It was really green in the bottom and really thick in the bottom, I should say, and still green. And you could feel the combine. Once you run a combine enough, you could feel it in the seat. You got to slow down, and I did. Whatever, but pretty nice combine. Pretty nice. But I mean, well, look at the combine I'm running now, a 9790 Massey. Anything's an upgrade to that thing. But anyway, I gotta get some work done before the night's over yet, so get this thing blown off and whatever else. Buddy's still going in the old Massey though. All faithful still going. I'm just walking to the service truck here. And I remember the other thing that I didn't really care for was the lighting. Well, the lighting was good. It was good. Close up to the sides, both sides, the lighting was good. Right in front of you was good. Light up the header, good. Behind you was good. All that was good. But like I said earlier, the Massey with that 50 some whatever inch light bar on top of the cab, it shines way out there. This 9250 didn't shine way out there, you know what I mean? Minor detail again. I don't think you'll beat a light bar in that way, you know. Those big light bars are pretty awesome. But anyway, let's get the service truck over to that thing and the leaf blower going and all that. Yeah, it's kind of a nice feature having that light turn on when you shut the combine off at night, so you can see your way out of the combine. The old Massey don't have that feature. But it took a full slip tank of diesel and it still needs some more, so I'm gonna go get another slip tank of diesel, fill it right full, and then that's it. I got her all blown off. Def tanks topped up more than what was in there when they brought it, so let's go grab some more diesel. Listen to the old Massey screaming. Okay, I topped up the def cap is on. That fuel, that's the other thing with this case combine I thought was kind of different. Fuel tank there, another fuel tank right there. You have two separate fuel tanks. Probably holds a lot of fuel. I don't know how much fuel it holds, but I mean, to combine all day with this thing, you'd have to have a lot of fuel.
Class 9. I don't know how many horse that motor is, but it don't look like it don't look like a small motor. So gotta have lots of fuel. Anyway, we're done. Fuel caps are on. Oh, don't forget to shut that light off. There we go. That's handy. I like that.